Hello everyone, it's Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I am just sitting relaxing. This is the first time I picked up the knitting today. It's been a busy day in my garden. I had lawns to cut and then I had a lot of washing to hang out as well. There's still a lot of things need doing in my garden. It's been getting neglected lately. There's a lot of weeds, and I have a couple of compost bins where I put all my grass cuttings and other things in, and where they are, there was that many weeds. I had a bit of trouble getting up to them actually. I had to wade through the weeds and that to get to the bin to take the lid off to put the grass cuttings in. A lot of weeds in other places in my garden, which is why I decided I wasn't taking any more orders for large things until after the summer. Give me plenty of time to get things done in my garden. But I'm thinking at the moment I've picked up the stitches for the hood for this little jacket, and I've sewn the shoulder seams and picked the stitches up, and that I'm doing the hood at the moment. But it says I have to do 64 rows. I have to do 64 rows for the hood. But I was busy last night. I'd almost forgotten about it actually, but Emma, the lady that done all the coasters for me, had asked me to do a little pouch like this. So I keep all my bits and pieces. I keep all my crochet hooks and my other bits and pieces and things and that, and you know, all the things I use in my knitting, little scissors and everything. And I've even got a little that's all my little stitch markers in there. That's one of those hospital specimen bottles, you know, I've had in the house for a long time. It's been for years actually. I think it was something I had for my husband, and he's been gone since 2014. But I thought, you know, things like that might come in handy, and that's where it came in handy for, putting the hoods in. So that's what I keep in there. And I've already done a little pouch, little bag like this for Emma a little while ago, and she asked me if I would do another one for her. And so I sat last night and I'd done it. I've done a one last night. I put a little zip on it, and it's got a lining inside it. Just a bit of curtain material, that's what I use to put the lining in. And when I had done these before, I had stitched them, put the zip in afterwards with the add the crochet and the line and all that, but it was rather difficult. So I thought, I got the piece of material out and I put the zip in, and I stitched got my sewing machine out and I stitched the zip in, and then stitched up the sides of the lining inside. And then I made a chain for the crochet. I just made a chain and measured it against my own. I think this is a little bit bigger than mine. It's come out a little bit bigger, just slightly. But I made a chain of about 40. When it turned, it would have been 39, because I just made the 40 and then started crocheting, just going round and round and round and round it. So I just kept measuring up measuring it against the lining and that until I got up to the top, and that's what I did most of last night. Just done that the most of last night, and then I set the pinned this morning. I just pinned the crochet part onto the top, and I just hand stitched it. You can see the wool. I hand stitched it round with the wool, did a back stitch all the way around to attach the crochet to the zip. And you can see it's just ordinary double crochet if you're in the UK. I think it's single crochet if you're in the United States and Canada and places like that. But instead of going through the whole stitch, I just went through one part of the loop, so you get a little like a ridge running along on each. I want to make it a little bit different. So I'll be popping that into the post box probably tonight for Emma. She'll probably get it, could get it Monday or Tuesday. So that's just a little thank you to Emma for doing the courses, because I'm not charging her for it. I'm just doing that for her and just sending it off. And that was my last zip. I had thought about doing another one for myself, because the one I have now is very full. I'm having trouble getting the zip closed on this one. There's that much in it. And I think I could do with another one myself, but I've just used the last zip on Emma's. But these were zips I got from Aldi's. I think there was a pack of 3 zips, and I'm sure they were about 89p for 3 7-inch zips. And I've looked on eBay and everywhere, and they're not cheap, these zips now. I think I get about one zip for about what I paid for 3 from Aldi. So I'll just keep waiting and see if Aldi's get any more in. For those for to do one for myself. But I have been busy in my garden. I can see, and I've cut I've got 3 lawns, a very large one in the back and a smaller one, and a medium-sized one in the front garden. And I've cut all those lawns, and I was pulling out a few weeds, but you know, at my age there's only so much I can do, only so many times I can bend down, and so I had to give it up. And to put it lightly, I was knackered. So my hedge wants trimming. I'll do that tomorrow. I'm not doing everything all in one day, and there is a lot of weeds that need digging out and getting rid of in the garden. But while I was hanging my washing out, I had washing to hang out. While I was hanging the washing out, I was looking over at the area where I haven't planted anything to grow anything this year. It was usually where I think I had my potatoes last year, is beside the washing line. I'm looking at, there was quite a lot of weeds, and I could see something moving in amongst the weeds. So I went to have a look, and it was a tiny little tortoise. It was about the size of the palm of my hand. And then I remembered my next door neighbour, the girl next door. Her little boy came knocking at my door must have been about a month ago, and asked if he could come in my back garden and to find his tortoise, because he had his tortoise out into the garden and they couldn't find it. Well, that tortoise has been must have been roaming around my garden for about a month. It's probably been surviving on insects and things, whatever I could find in the garden. So I picked it up and I went next door, and I took it next door, and I think she said its name, the tortoise's name was Tommy, I think she said, because she shouted to the kids upstairs. She says to come down. She says, Sheila's found your tortoise, has found Tommy. I say, oh, Tommy, I've got a great grandkid called Tommy. So they were happy to have Tommy back. But when I was thinking about it afterwards, when I got home, that little tortoise has been just happy, just playing around my garden, and I suppose all this time it's been free to do what it wanted, and I've taken it back to be a prisoner and wherever they're keeping it. Poor little thing. Because there was plenty of weeds and things in my garden, plenty things for it to eat, plenty of insects and whatever. I don't know what they eat actually, like. But that was one good little deed I did today anyway. And I'm going to do a little bit more of this, and and put it down and pick the black one up. I have done a few more rows of the black one. There it is over there. Not many, I did a few more. I started doing this last night and then I remembered that thing for Emma, and I thought, oh, I better get that done. She might think I've forgotten about it. Well, I had forgotten about it actually. Just something, I don't know where it was, just something made me remember, you know, and I thought, oh, I have to get that done for Emma. But I've done a little bit of more of this. I've done a little bit of the tutorial because I've got up to the armholes. I've knit up to 11 inches, that's what I'm doing for it. So I've started shaping the armholes from here, and I've done a little bit more of a video to add to the little bit I already had. And I'll keep on, I'll knit this up to the neck and then do a bit more of the video to show how the shaping went, and then what I'm be starting on one of the fronts after that. And so that's a little bit of that done as well. And that's, like saying, I'm going to get my tea. It's almost 5 o'clock now. I'm going to do my tea shortly and then I'll be putting this down and starting on the black. At least it stayed dry today because I've been holding off doing my washing because we kept having rain, and it's starting to look a bit dark now. I hope it's not going to rain because I've still got my washing hanging out. I have to keep an eye on it, and that's just my little bit for today. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch up with you another day. So bye for now.